stop what you are doing right now. I am serious. Put down whatever you are doing, because what I am about to show you is not a theory. It is not speculation. It is not a conspiracy. It is documented, verified, published by AFP, covered by Al Jazeera, Fox News, Outkick, and dozens of other outlets around the world. And yet almost nobody is connecting the dots properly. So today on Robert's Football Talk, we are connecting them. Every single one. And by the time this video ends, you are going to understand exactly why the 2026 World Cup was the most politically compromised sporting event in modern history. Because here is the Roz, the secret that ties everything together. There is a photograph. Gianni Infantino, Donald Trump, side by side, smiling, at the World Cup final awards ceremony, at the exact moment Argentina's players were fighting Spain's players on the same pitch behind them. Think about that image for 1 second. The president of FIFA, the president of the United States, together, smiling, while the tournament Infantino had just called the greatest in history was collapsing into the most disgraceful scenes any World Cup final has witnessed. That photograph is not coincidence. That photograph is the entire story. Welcome back to Robert's Football Talk. I am your host. Before we start, I need you to do 3 things right now. Subscribe to this channel, hit that bell, and share this video with every football fan you know. Because what I am about to tell you connects every single controversy from this World Cup into one picture that FIFA does not want you to see clearly. Are you ready? Let us go. Part 1. The Roz, the photograph that explains everything. I have been covering this World Cup controversy for weeks on this channel. We talked about the letter, we talked about the shocked face, we talked about the Egypt match, the Switzerland red card, the Elfath appointment, the Faulklands banner, the brawl, the meditate rant. We covered all of it. But I never properly connected the single thread that runs through every single one of those stories. Donald Trump. Here is what you need to know. The 2026 World Cup was hosted in America. America under Donald Trump. The same Trump who personally called Gianni Infantino during this very tournament to request the overturning of a red card shown to American player Faullands Balogun. Let me say that slowly so it lands properly. The President of the United States called the President of FIFA during a World Cup to overturn a referee's decision. Balogun received a red card in the USA's 2-0 win over Bosnia and Herzegovina. The red card would have meant he missed the round of 16 against Belgium. Trump called. The red card was overturned. Balogun played. That happened. It was reported. It was discussed. FIFA never denied it with any specific rebuttal. And now look at the photograph from the award ceremony. Infantino and Trump, together, smiling, while the pitch was still being cleared of fighting players. An AFP photograph published globally. And then Infantino goes home and writes Argentina a letter calling their players professional while his own investigation into their violent conduct is already open. And then Infantino posts a 15-slide Instagram rant using language that Al Jazeera specifically described as echoing Trump. The same dismissal of critics, the same fake news framing, the same pivot to the positives to avoid addressing the specifics. 2 men, same photograph, same language, same tournament. One of them overturning referee decisions with phone calls, the other writing friendship letters to teams under investigation. Now I want to ask you something, and I want you to think about it before you answer. If Trump can call Infantino and overturn a red card for an American player during a World Cup hosted in America, what else could have been discussed between these 2 men across a 6-week tournament? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. I want to hear every perspective. Subscribe to Robert's Football Talk right now, because the next part is the one that every Argentina fan and every neutral football fan needs to sit with. Part 2. The pattern. 6 matches. 6 times. Always Argentina. Why I want to do something different in this part. I want you to be the judge. I am going to take you through Argentina's 6 matches at this World Cup. And after each one, I want you to tell me in the comments whether what happened was coincidence or something more. Match 1. Algeria. Group stage. Messi puts studs on Aissa Mandi's calf. Contact visible to millions watching. VAR reviews. No card. Messi stays on the pitch. Scores a hat-trick. Algeria files an official complaint with FIFA. FIFA response? Nothing specific. Your question for the comments. If that was any player other than Messi, does that challenge result in a yellow card minimum? Match 2. Cape Verde, round of 32. Argentina, 2-0 down in extra time. An own goal saves them. And during this match, the FIFA president is on camera saying to Argentine media tonight, "I suffered with Argentina, but I am neutral." The pause between those sentences. The correction that came 1 second too late. Yahoo Sports described his words as coming out hastily, as if Infantino caught himself mid-thought. Your question for the comments. The FIFA president accidentally said he suffered with Argentina during a World Cup match. How is that man still in his job? Match 3. Egypt. Round of 16. Argentina 2-0 down with 14 minutes to play. Egypt score a brilliant goal. VAR disallows it for a foul that happened 20 seconds earlier in the build-up. Argentina score 3 in 13 minutes. Egypt's Mostafa Zico stands in front of cameras and says congratulations to Argentina on the World Cup. The tournament was rigged. His exact words. A player, after the match, saying those words. Your question for the comments. Egypt's player said the tournament was rigged on camera immediately after losing. Not on social media, not weeks later. On camera, immediately. Does that mean anything to you? Match 4. Switzerland. Quarterfinal. Switzerland equalize in extra time. VAR steps in. A Swiss yellow card becomes a red. Argentina win with 10 men against them. Scaloni says luck was on our side today. Your question for the comments. The Argentina manager used the word luck about a VAR red card that changed his quarterfinal. What does a manager mean when he says luck in that specific context? Match 5. England. Semi-final. Referee Elfath never lost a match involving Messi's team in his entire officiating career. Enzo Fernandez elbows Elliot Anderson in the face in minute 3. Free kick only. No card. England lead 1-0. Argentina score twice in the final 7 minutes. England out. Your question for the comments. If Elfath has never lost a match involving Messi's team in his entire career, why did FIFA appoint him to referee the World Cup semi-final between England and Argentina? Match 6. The final. Spain. Enzo Fernandez red card in minute 93. 10 men, extra time. Ferran Torres scores. Spain 1-0, and then the brawl. Paredes grabs Garcia by the throat. Molina punches Rodri, and Infantino is photographed smiling with Trump while the pitch is still being cleared behind them. Your question for the comments. 6 matches, 6 times decisions went Argentina's way at critical moments. 6 times. And the FIFA president was photographed with the American president who had already intervened in a refereeing decision at the same tournament. Is that 6 coincidences? Or is it a pattern? Drop your answers for all 6 matches in the comments. Number them 1 through 6. Give me your honest verdict on each one. This is the most important discussion we have ever had on Robert's Football Talk. Subscribe right now if you are not already here. Share this video right now. Because part 3 is where I show you the language that proves Infantino and Trump are operating as a unit. Part 3. Same language, same playbook, same agenda. Here is the detail that connected the photograph for me. The linguistic evidence. The words that prove these 2 men are using the same strategy to deflect accountability. After every controversy at this World Cup, after the Egypt complaint, after the Swiss red card anger, after the England Elfath furore, after the brawl, after the friendship letter leak, Infantino posted his 15-slide Instagram response. Al Jazeera, not a tabloid, not a football blog. Al Jazeera, one of the most respected news organizations in the world, specifically noted in their headline that Infantino echoes Trump in his FIFA address. Read what Infantino wrote. He talked about fake news. He talked about people behind screens spreading hate. He talked about looking at the millions of good things instead of the few bad things. He attacked critics as haters rather than engaging with their specific documented evidence. Read what Trump says every time he faces criticism. Fake news. People spreading hate. Look at all the good things. Attack the messenger rather than address the message. Identical playbook. Same language. Same deflection strategy. 2 men photographed together at the awards ceremony while the tournament was collapsing into brawls behind them. And here is the thing about that Instagram rant that needs to be said directly. When Infantino said people behind screens spreading hate and false rumors, he was not talking about random trolls. He was talking about Egypt's football federation, the Norwegian FA, Fair Square, UEFA, 23 million petition signers, the Daily Mail, Sports Illustrated, Al Jazeera, Outkick, Fox News, GB News, every serious institution, and every serious journalist that covered the documented contradictions of his conduct. He called all of them haters spreading fake news. That is Trump's language, applied to football governance, by the man photographed standing next to Trump at the award ceremony of the tournament they had just managed together. Connect those dots. Part 4. The Faulklands Silence. The most calculated decision nobody noticed. Here is the Roz within the Roz. The detail that proves the silence was not accidental. Argentina held up the Faulklands banner after beating England in the semi-final. 2 days before the final, FIFA were asked about it. FIFA said nothing for 2 full days. While Argentina still had the final to play, Yahoo Sports published a specific fact check about this. They confirmed that as of July 17th, 2 days after the banner and 2 days before the final, FIFA had not released any statement about the Faulklands banner. Think about what that means. FIFA, which has rules about political messaging at their events, which fined Argentina 30,000 Swiss francs for the exact same banner at a 2014 friendly, which has a code of conduct that every team signs before competing, said nothing about a political banner displayed by one of the 2 remaining finalists for 2 full days before the World Cup final. If FIFA had punished Argentina before the final, it might have affected their preparation, their morale, their focus, the players who would have faced potential suspensions. FIFA stayed silent until after Argentina lost the final, until after the brawl, until after the chaos of the post-match period had buried the banner story under everything else. And then they included it quietly in the list of violations being investigated weeks later. That silence was a decision, made deliberately, with awareness of its consequences. By an organization whose president had already said, "Tonight I suffered with Argentina," and was being photographed with Trump at the trophy ceremony while the pitch was still being cleared. That is not coincidence. That is calculation. Part 5. The verdict. And the question every football fan must answer before 2030. I have spent weeks on this channel covering this story, and I want to be completely honest with you about where I stand. I cannot prove Infantino made phone calls instructing referees to protect Argentina. I cannot prove Trump's relationship with FIFA extended beyond the documented Balogun call. I cannot prove the Falklands silence was a deliberate decision to protect Argentina before the final rather than administrative slowness. What I can prove, every single piece of evidence in this video is documented, published, verified by multiple independent sources. The photograph exists. AFP published it. The Cape Verde quote exists. Yahoo Sports reported it. The letter exists. The Daily Mail verified it. The Balogun red card reversal exists. The Trump call was reported and never specifically denied. Al Jazeera wrote that Infantino echoes Trump. The Falklands fact check exists. Yahoo Sports published it. Every dot in this picture is a documented fact. How you connect them is your decision. But here is what I believe after covering this story for weeks. Gianni Infantino ran the 2026 World Cup in an environment where his sympathies were publicly visible. His language was politically compromised. His conduct created conditions for the controversies that defined this tournament. And his relationship with the American president who hosted it was close enough to produce a joint photograph at the awards ceremony while the pitch was still being cleared of fighting players. And the question that every football fan needs to answer before the 2030 World Cup begins is simple. Is this the man you trust with the next one? Because in 2030, the same photograph opportunities will exist. The same letter writing capability will exist. The same Instagram platform will exist. The same silence strategy will be available. The same shocked face will be ready to go viral when the wrong team scores the winning goal. Unless something changes. Unless the FIFA Ethics Committee acts. Unless the organizations that have spoken keep speaking. Unless the 23 million people who signed the petition are still paying attention. Football deserves better. The sport deserves a president whose photograph at the award ceremony shows a man celebrating the winners, not standing with the most politically powerful person in the host country while the pitch is still being cleared behind them. That is the full picture. The photograph, Trump, Balogun, the pattern across 6 matches. The language that echoes, the Faulklands silence, the verdict. Now I want to hear from you, and this time I want you to be specific, not just yes or no. Tell me what part of this video hit you hardest. Tell me which decision you found most impossible to explain. Tell me whether you think 2030 will be different or whether this pattern continues. Drop everything in the comments. Every response, every question, every take. I read all of them, I respond to as many as I can. And Robert's Football Talk exists for exactly these conversations. Subscribe right now, hit the bell, share this with every football fan you know, and I will see you in the next one.